Zero
Average of Player One
calories.
podcast.
Zero calories and full of cancer.
Well, only in
Spider-Man.
labyrinths.
Turns out my son is Spider-Man,
Nice.
and he is
That doesn't bode well
terrible
for
with the
you.
whole secret identity thing. Hi, I'm Spider-Man.
You want to know something awesome? I'm Spider-Man.
That's not how it works, man. You're trying to keep us safe by not telling anyone. Unless that's his plan.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Hey, so did anyone watch the YouTube videos from that dude who went on the killing spree in California?
Yes.
I watched
Pretty
the
disturbing.
last one.
Yeah, I watched one before that, but
Mm. Yeah, I went on a little mini Twitter rant yesterday about it.
You did, huh?
quality of his video.
I did. Just about the
Camera work.
Yeah.
how he was so clearly just very pleased with himself doing his little villain speech. And the frequent pauses for evil chuckles.
Yeah.
Did you go on this Twitter rant before or after he went on his killing spree?
What was after?
Well,
Obviously,
of course.
I had no idea who he was beforehand.
Sounding like an anime villain.
Yeah. Soon you will all be annihilated.
Yeah. 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 You know what we should do now?
I don't know. Oh, you know what I should
clap.
Record.
We got to start recording first.
Well,
Wait, let me get Audio Hijack open here.
Uh-oh.
Let me get Audio Hijack open.
All right.
We actually want this recorded, don't we?
Well, yes.
It is warm in Graceland West today.
Yeah.
There we go.
Audio
Hijack.
Gigante.
Recording.
All right. Let's do a clap.
There we go.
Oh,
had to get
don't
that
do
out of the
that.
system.
Yeah, don't do
I
that.
had to get that out of the system.
Get
Is that
those
a-
hands ready. Hands
Here
ready.
while we were recorded.
All right. 3, 2, 1. That was an excellent clap.
L'chaim! What?
That was a good
That was
clap.
the third best one we've ever done.
Yep.
What was the top?
It was, I want to say it was around January 18th-ish.
This
Something
year?
like that. yeah.
Or last?
Yeah, it was a really good clap this year.
Okay, yeah, I guess it was, wasn't it?
I have to go back and watch that Google Hangout for that clap.
I don't know. We had some good stuff last year too, but
Yeah.
yeah, I should start writing these down or something. Keep track of them. We have so many claps through the year; it's hard to kind of keep them straight, especially the earlier ones.
That's right. Yeah. I could see that. So you got some vanilla Coke Zero there.
Oh, God.
I'm doing the cherry myself. You got the cherry.
Well, here's
Yeah.
to you, Chris Johnston.
All right. Clink.
There you go.
Nicely done. Nicely
Thank
done.
you.
So what I wanted to begin with this week is talking
Is this the
about...
The best part about this new intro is that one of us is going to make a joke about asking
Is
how
this-
this
is
is the
this the
intro,
new intro?
every single
Hi.
time for like 100 episodes.
Hi, I'm Phil.
is Watch Dogs, which, comes out this week.
Watchdog?
Watch Dogs.
Is this going to be like one of those movies where they just have kind of a cold start?
Yeah.
You don't know
Yeah,
what's
but you're
going on.
ruining it by asking about it.
And after like 5 or 10 minutes, you're just going to go, and I'm Chris Johnston, and with
That's
me.
exactly right.
Okay.
Didn't
well,
you
that's-
listen to last week's episode?
Yeah, it was horrible. I didn't think you'd try it again.
Well, you were wrong.
Apparently I am. Go on. Watch Dogs.
So anyway, Watch Dogs comes out this week, and in the last week, leading up to launch, there's been a lot of chatter on the internets about
Racism.
its graphical superiority
Oh, sorry.
or lack thereof,
Yes.
and how the title has been downgraded in various ways since its original reveal, and even since last year. And I wanted to talk about that in general, how E3 reveals are handled, and what we end up getting once the games come out.
And about the incredibly short memory that people who play video games apparently have.
Apparently have, yeah, because they're treating it as if Watch Dogs is the very first time that this has ever happened. When in reality, I think
the first time you see a
Xbox
trailer,
360 Madden Target video says hello.
Killzone, Motorstorm, yeah. The list goes on and on. Assassin's Creed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much any game. The first trailer you see, you can rest assured the game will not look like that, and it's okay.
Pretty much, yeah. I think it's okay. I'm not wound up in that because I realized during development a lot of things change.
Like you actually start developing the game.
I was going to say,
as opposed to farming
outside
out a
of
trailer
that,
to a CG house.
Outside of that, thinking that the visual quality and the performance of the engine is going to be finalized 2 years before the game launches, and that's when you're seeing your first trailer.
Right.
Yeah.
It's obviously not an engine. It's obviously
before a
not
console
final.
launches.
Yeah, months before console launches, when the OS and specs of a lot of these machines are changing up to the last minutes, to the very last second. So, yeah, it's interesting that Watch Dogs has gotten singled out when, like, pretty much every big release gets the same treatment.
I think this is just the latest example. That's all. That's why it's getting all the press right now. It comes out this week, and you know. Next week, when something else comes out that doesn't look the way it was supposed to, everyone will be bitching about that.
Yeah, and how many Ps it has or doesn't have.
I may be dumb or blind, but it looks pretty doggone good to me. Even the
Watch
most
doggone
recent
good
stuff. Yes, sir. Thank you for that. Brilliant.
Yes.
Watch underscore.
See, Phil's been away for so long that I'm still kind of in film mode. I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
I haven't heard Canadian comedy that sharp since Martin Short did Ed, I must say, grimly.
Then there was some more internet chatter about visuals in the past week. Mario Kart's visuals, because Digital Foundry.
Oh, Jesus.
The one place keeping everybody honest found that Mario Kart does not run at 60 frames per second entirely. Sometimes it drops to 59 frames a second.
I think it was every 65th frame or something like that, it gets repeated.
I think Phil just left in a huff.
But Phil is doing a to him.
Very small filiourism happening.
Friggin' job to do, and
that was Phil's rendition of the internet.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
It's that.
It has incensed you so much.
You all right?
59.
59 frames a second. Yeah.
What am I gonna do now? What does this mean for me?
Every 60th of a second, you're going to be sad.
God.
Yeah. You're
That's
going
my
to
life every day.
You're going to perceive some kind of change every few frames.
I was really looking forward to playing this too. But there you go.
It is unfortunate.
This is the nail.
And apparently it's only 720p, which means, it's
it's okay. I have
high def.
Lots of extra P for that, just in case.
So it's not only going to be the worst selling Mario Kart game of all time, it's going to be the worst playing too.
Yeah, and ugliest.
Looking.
Yep. Ugliest.
They may as well shut it down.
Here, I have this pie chart that compares the P's in Mario Kart
held up
8
a pie with a piece out of it there.
to the number of 16-bit systems sold since the 32-bit consoles were released.
You remember when people cared about how many megs a game was?
Of course
Oh
I do.
yeah.
That was a selling
Hey,
point.
one of the games in the upcoming Generation 16 is Strider, talking about
there you go.
megs.
That's
I
the
only
game that
cared
was
because it took me more floppy disks to pirate it.
There you go. That was like a big deal back then, man. First
Yep.
8 meg game ever.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Crazy. And now
megs.
we're talking about, multiple gigs and not enough P's. Not enough P's for me. The visual fidelity.
It's legit to, I mean, Digital Foundry, the stuff that they do, that's cool, and people can get upset about it, but some people do overreact a little bit. I'm not saying Phil would,
No,
but, you know, for
No.
1/60th of a second,
that's a big deal.
I'm
I mean-
okay.
Yeah. Are you okay with 900p?
I don't even know how many Ps most of my games are.
You can't look at them and tell.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
I,
It's getting more and more blown out of proportion, I think.
I just
Digital
finished
Foundry,
golf. That thing ran at like 5 frames a second.
as Digital Foundry does more and more of these comparison videos, it's just sad to me.
Yes.
Sad. I mean, if the game runs at 15 frames a second, that's one thing. If it's running at a solid 30, there's no complaints for me.
Yeah.
Or anywhere between 30 and 60.
The place where it is valuable, though, is in comparing platforms. So you know, okay, should I?
Oh,
if
yeah,
I have an
that's true.
Xbox One and
Sure.
a PC and a PS4, which one should I get it on? Because
Yeah, which
all of
one
the things
is
being
best,
equal, I'll take the one that runs best.
Right.
That is absolutely true.
Well, yeah, I will say, too, constant frame rate is way more important than high frame rate. I mean, you want a relatively high frame rate, but I'd rather have like a solid 30 than a really changeable 60,
Yeah.
50 to 60.
59 to 60 for that matter.
Take your Dramamine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Exactly.
little bit
By the
weird.
way, first-person shooters just really give me a headache.
Which
I
which one did you
tried-
play now?
I tried Dead Island Riptide.
Yeah,
Hey, why were you playing Dead Island?
yeah, that's a huge mistake.
Yeah,
just
that's a
from
mistake. That's
several
probably where the sickest
vantage
game's from.
points.
Sure, it was a mistake, but I only played it for like 15 minutes, and I felt like I was going to throw up. And it wasn't just the game content that was making me feel.
Let me
that
tell
way.
you who I don't want in my team of survivors during a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
The guy who gets queasy walking around.
Well, at 30 frames a second, you know,
29?
down to.
Was it 29
Did you,
frames a second?
CJ?
Yeah.
When you started feeling the motion sickness, do you do the cartoony kind of puffing out your cheeks and putting the one finger over the middle of your mouth,
I turned green as well.
crossing your eyes?
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
It's good
Yeah.
to know.
So I watched some videos of Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein?
Looks pretty
Yeah.
good. Looks pretty damn
It does
good.
look good. I actually did not realize that team was comprised of former members of Starbreeze.
Starbreeze,
and
yeah.
Now I suddenly want to play that game.
Yeah.
So I'll probably pick that up.
buddy of mine
Kind
was
of-
playing it, was going crazy about it last night, and went out and saw X-Men with him, and he was raving about that game. He's so surprised at how much he likes it.
Yeah.
I want to play it now.
I dug the old Wolfenstein. I'll say that much.
How old?
Well,
Le
not the
Original?
very oldest. Not the very oldest.
Okay.
Not the
Like the Xbox version?
Well, no. The Wolfenstein 3D.
Yeah. Okay,
there was-
so you're saying not the Apple II
Right.
version.
No one's
The
no one's
first,
talking
yeah.
about the Apple II game when they talk about Wolfenstein.
The
Let's
top
clear that
down.
up right
Well,
now.
you know, when you say the original Wolfenstein, there
Most
was.
people
trying
would
to
think Wolfenstein 3D, actually.
Yes.
But
Well,
that's
I know
not the
they
case.
would. I know they would, but you know
Phil's
what?
just trying to prove that he's more hardcore than the rest.
But the Xbox
That's right.
version was very good as well. That was one of the first
Yeah, it
online
was,
shooters
actually.
I ever played, and it was a whole hell of a lot of fun.
I did like that one as well, but
I preferred the reskin that is Super Noah's Ark 3D. Personally.
You and
Oh, I
Kirk
don't
Cameron
blame
both.
Exactly.
that's on
No,
your shelf back there somewhere, isn't it?
It is.
It's
Oh
got to
my
be.
God.
It's got to be on prominent display, huh?
I don't think it's it's not prominent.
You don't have
No.
that facing outwards. I'm disappointed,
Sorry to say.
man.
Yeah, I'm interested in Wolfenstein. Unfortunately, the videos that I've seen already are making me ill. So I don't think I'd be able to play it. It's very sad.
Honey, the internet is making me sick.
It happens on a
First-person shooters and YouTube. Really, they get me real queasy.
That's right. Speaking of YouTube, did you hear this? Did you hear this one? That YouTube is apparently going to buy Twitch TV.
I
Interesting.
did. I did hear that.
What do you guys think about that?
Can't wait to get constant notifications of trademark infringement while I'm streaming my video games.
Yeah. Well, that's a big question, right? If YouTube purchases them, will they impose their rules upon Twitch TV streaming? Like content ownership and ad revenue and such like that?
I mean, on Twitch, do you actually ever get any ad revenue as an end user? I don't think you do. Unless you run ads on your page. I don't think the ads that run on the stream actually do anything for you.
I think you can. Yeah.
What do you know about it?
I don't know anything about it. But I do know that Mario Kart 8, if you upload clips to YouTube, Nintendo automatically gets the ad revenue.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
That's good business.
Yeah, sure.
That's pretty, yeah. There's a lot of different things happening. It's mostly with music on YouTube right now. I mean, you get match content hits all the time on YouTube when you upload now.
Yeah.
Usually before the video's even done uploading. I can't believe how fast it works, actually. I uploaded a couple of videos last week, and before the thing says it's even done processing, I've got an email saying, oh, by the way, this is blocked in certain countries because of this, and this.
Jesus.
Wow.
Which videos?
The Activision ones I've been putting up because of the songs.
Right. Yeah,
it's always the music. So, yeah, it's like these 5 songs, so it's blocked in certain countries, or you can just acknowledge the match content, and then what happens is your video's monetized, but you're never going to see any of that money.
Right.
It goes to the content owners. Just fine. Joke's on them because my videos never make any money anyway. So.
Take that.
Yeah. That's my anti-establishment rant for the day.
Man.
Suckers.
Nice.
My
You're
content's
like Player One
podcast
podcast on Che Guevara.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Now see, if CJ,
Yes.
if you were smart and monetize this podcast,
Yeah.
that would lead to a shirt in our store with Greg's face on it.
Oh man.
In that Che style.
Yeah.
For this, I think we just figured out.
With just the word monetize underneath.
Yeah.
Monetize. Yeah. We could do that. We could still do that.
See?
I like it.
Yeah.
We gotta get merchandise going, man.
We'd sell at least 10 of those.
It's been damn near 400 episodes.
Do you think these things are going to converge? Like, for example, this here Google Hangout is technically a YouTube thing, and
True.
now they have Twitch. So, are they going to merge this and YouTube and Twitch in any way, or do you think they'll keep them all separate?
I think they'll end up merging it eventually.
Yeah.
Probably
It's kind of weird to have all 3.
Yeah.
True. Although you have situations like when Facebook bought Instagram, the Instagram is still run as a separate
That's true.
separate entity.
Yep.
So, I mean, do you risk slowing or stopping the growth of Twitch by turning it into YouTube? Is Twitch popular because it's only games and it's so easy to do and gamers are familiar with going there and watching game footage?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Or playing Pokemon by typing in commands into the comments? Which I think is still going on, if I recall correctly. They're doing a different game now, but yeah. All right, let's talk about some boobs, shall we?
I'm listening.
What are we talking about, you fellas over here?
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the announcement. Some more info came out about Hyrule Warriors.
Yes. Tentative name. Oh, no, wait.
It's the real name.
Yeah.
And, of course, Team Ninja is doing some work on the development, and that means, of course, that we get some busty characters.
They were so good for Metroid. I can't wait to see what they do with Zelda.
Yeah, exactly.
Oof.
And I guess Omega Force is handling the game proper because it's part of the Dynasty.
The Warriors series.
Warrior series.
Musu.
Yeah, so what do you guys think about Hyrule Warriors?
I hear it's like Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, I mean...
That's what I think about it.
One of those, you've played all of them, so...
Yeah.
And in Phil's case, if you've played all of them, you've played all of them.
Yeah.
So you're excited for this one?
I am very excited for this one.
Yeah. And why wouldn't you be?
Exactly.
I can't think of a reason.
Although seriously, if there is not some sort of bonus stage or something where it is just you running through hordes of chickens, I will be extremely
pretty good idea.
disappointed.
That would be fantastic.
You know, doesn't have to be a real stage. It can be like a funny little gag stage, but
Yeah.
that has to be in the game somewhere.
Just to prove they know shit about Zelda, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're using the grown-up Link, and I would imagine that they're going to take things in a more serious Other M type direction. Do you think they'll have things like that in there?
I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. Zelda is best when it's a little lighthearted.
Totally.
Yeah,
I agree.
So.
I agree with that
That's
wholeheartedly.
why Link to the Past is the best Zelda game out there, still.
Link to the Past?
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
I can't argue with that.
Nope.
Only a fool would argue with that.
Let's have this fight right now.
All right. So Harmonix made their Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even
For
hear about
Amplitude.
that. If only they had enlisted people to beg for money on fucking Twitter every 26 seconds. Would have been so much easier.
Yeah. So hey, I'm getting Amplitude. Yeah, so I'm a backer.
Good
For
job.
how much?
Oh, what are you trying to say?
I'm just asking.
How much money did you give them?
I gave them $100.
Holy poop! You're dumb.
God damn.
So I'm excited.
That's to be fair, that's what I paid for Double Fine Adventure, and I've yet to play it. So
There you go. See? Thank
just
you
so I don't
for
want
bringing that
CJ
up.
to feel alone in how foolish he's with money. That's all. Since I asked the question.
Yes. So I'll be
Yeah.
playing Amplitude at least 2 weeks early because I
Wow.
got the early
Man,
access.
I'll be jealous that you'll be enjoying all of those fictional songs before I get a chance to
Well,
enjoy them.
I had originally pledged $40, and I upped my bid when they announced some of the artists that were going to be in the game. So
What was the clincher? Which one?
Bruno Mars.
Fiona Apple.
Barry
No doubt.
White.
Christina Applegate.
Barry Manilow. Christina Applegate.
No, it was
Moxie
when they-
Fruvis?
Yes.
Christina Applegate sings under the nom de plume Dirty Pirate Hooker, as heard in Anchorman.
Yeah.
Now, if you wanted to be really hardcore, you would have gone with a "Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead" reference.
I've never seen that movie. That's not
I don't think-
hardcore. That's just
I
that's awful.
There you go.
It wasn't just one artist actually. It was that they weren't going to just do electronica.
Yeah.
So
That's worth getting behind, actually.
yeah.
So what because I didn't actually follow this that closely because I had a little too much. See, Mike, maybe you didn't notice this, but there really did seem to be a lot of people on Twitter saying, "Oh, you guys have to give money," and
Editors of news outlets specifically
Yeah.
saying, "I promise this is going to be an awesome game."
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Please
Wait
don't
for the
review it.
reviews.
yeah. So I sort of started to ignore it just because I was getting sick of hearing about it. But what are who, I suppose, who are some of the artists who are going to be
Let
in
me
it?
look it up. It's Anamanaguchi.
Okay.
Let me look exactly. Let me tell you who.
So that's just more electronica music, yeah.
electronica.
More beeps and boops. Okay.
Who doesn't like chiptunes?
And Monoguchi is fantastic, but
Yeah.
is there
I'll have to find.
Any
So obviously, this
Seals
artist
and
is so
Croft?
important to you. You can't remember any of their names.
Yeah.
I just know that there are
Artists.
a number of them. Artists.
Our
Yeah.
music will be created by people.
Oh, okay.
Artists.
Yeah.
We'll have X amount of artists.
That's what I'm talking about.
So you have no idea.
No.
It's okay. Well,
I
that's
can't remember offhand.
He just knows there's $100 worth. That's all
Yeah.
that's really important.
All right.
not even one.
So, Anna Managuchi, C418, which is Minecraft.
I still don't know these. Okay.
Danny Baranovsky, who did Super Meatball and Cannonball.
Is there anyone who
Freeze Pop. You know Freeze Pop.
Okay, Freeze Pop
Okay.
I've heard of.
now? To be fair, though, doesn't one of
Because
the
of
Freeze Pop
Amplitude.
guys work
At Harmonix.
at Harmonix? Yeah.
Or
So is
use-
there anyone? And hey,
Yeah.
I dig Freeze Pop, but is there anyone on that list who is not Freeze Pop and is not a video game soundtrack creator?
No.
Seriously?
I
Seriously?
don't think so.
No.
Maybe George and Jonathan. I've never
Okay.
heard of them though. So there you go.
This has just gone downhill so fast.
Yes.
Oh boy.
But
Okay.
hey, new Amplitude. That's something to be excited about.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy Rock Band Blitz?
You know that I did.
Okay. Because that had
The
actual
question
music.
is, why did you enjoy Rock Band
Yeah.
Blitz?
Because it used the 400 plus songs that I.
Oh, okay. Well, that,
Yeah.
So this will be
That's
just like
already
that, but without the part that you liked about it.
yeah, all those songs you loved.
Maybe.
And I am not, for the record, I am not insulting any of the video game soundtrack artists. It just seems like that's a very limited variety.
Also, it gets
Yeah.
old in a hurry. Like, you ain't
Yeah.
going to sit down and play that for 2 hours without going absolutely freaking mental.
Yeah,
Well, there you go.
it's also true. I mean,
Hmm.
video game soundtracks are fantastic, but a rhythm game with naught but
Yeah.
seems like it would grow tiresome very quickly.
Well, you know what? We'll see in about a year.
Oh.
There you go. I'll
Yeah.
be able to tell you 2 weeks early. So,
Tune in to Player One
Yeah,
Podcast.
It's only 50 weeks away.
50 weeks from now.
I
Yeah.
will look forward to your surely unbiased opinion as someone who invested $100 in it and needs to
yes.
tell that it's worth $100.
Well, hey, I get a PS2 era cover
Which will be
and an MP3 download of the soundtrack.
so.
But if you've bought anything in the Humble Bundle for the last 3 years, you already have an MP3 download of that soundtrack from the
Yeah.
sounds of things.
Well, maybe.
But so what? You get a box that makes it look like a PS2 game.
That's correct.
Just go get a DVD case and
And
play
a
it.
game that makes it play like a PS2 game.
Oh, wow.
And what system
Sorry,
are you getting
CJ.
this for? What
This
system are
went
you?
off the rails. PS4.
Okay, so why wouldn't you get a case that makes it look like it's a PS4 game? Since that's what you're actually playing it on.
'Cause that's not retro.
PS2 era
Retro.
thing.
You got to be retro.
So you
Exactly. Let's
So you
let's move on to Far Cry 4.
so you could pretend that
talk
you're
about Far Cry
playing it
4.
on the okay.
All right.
Back
And
when games actually were $100.
Yeah.
exactly. And the box art backlash analysis
Yes.
that went
Yeah,
on
explain this to me,
this past
because
week.
I don't understand what the... I know there was a big deal about this, but I haven't really been following what the big deal was. All I know is that the dude on the box looks like the character Buddy from Kids in the Hall.
Oh, Buddy. Was it Buddy Love? Was it?
I don't know if his name was Love or not. All I know is
Scott
he looks
Thompson?
like Buddy. Yeah, Scott Thompson.
Thompson's. Yeah.
Well, you see, from the box art, you can discern exactly what the story and characterization is going to be. So, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Buddy Cole, actually.
Buddy Cole.
Cole.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Buddy Love. Buddy Love was someone.
Yeah, I don't know where you got Buddy Love.
Oh, that's the Nutty Professor.
I remember Dude Love.
The Nutty Professor. That's the Nutty Professor's alter ego. Buddy Love. So there you go.
Okay.
All right,
So-
then.
Buddy Cole. This is the Buddy Cole game.
What is going on?
Is Cabbage Head in this game?
So there's a white guy sitting
Yeah.
on what appears to be a throne with a man of color sort of subordinate kneeling or something in front of him, and he has his hand on that person's head.
Yeah.
So that's
Yes.
And that guy is
Some-
also holding a grenade.
right.
Yeah.
So there's some, sort of, I guess, perceived implicit racism there, which
Yeah.
may or may not be the case.
Wait,
I
what?
don't know.
Okay, so that was the controversy?
That's
Yes.
the stir.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the hubbub.
Bub.
Yep. I don't know. I just want to play that game because Far Cry games are awesome. So
Yeah.
I'm willing to burn the box art if that's what it takes and just play the game to assuage my conscience. I'll go ahead and do that.
Wait, is this one going to have, like, references to 90s action movie schlock?
I hope not.
No, that'll be in the sequel to Blood Dragon.
Yeah.
No
well,
sale.
inevitably. Come out after. Hey, if it wasn't for Blood Dragon, I would not really be interested in Far Cry at all. So
There's something
how
wrong
much-
with you,
How
Johnston.
much would you give to a Blood Cry 2 or Blood Dragon 2?
Blood Cry 2.
Blood cry.
Blood Dragon 2.
With
How much
music by
would I-
Anamataguchi.
Oh, well, shit. That adds an extra $100 on top.
There we go.
The Gooch.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
You should totally do a Gooch on Gooch podcast over there. You know, have one interview the other.
That would be
Gooch
Cooch. Cooch on
on
Gooch.
Gooch. That's
Yeah,
right.
Cooch on
Gooch on
Gooch.
Gooch, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kuchera and Anamataguchi
Oh,
together
there.
at last. Cooch on Gooch.
And there's Greg.
Yeah, that's the Far Cry. That's Far Cry 4, right?
Yes.
I looked up Far Cry 4, and that's the image that came up.
It's the first one that comes up.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Well, I think part of the other controversy is that people look at the box art and think, well, maybe the villain in this is gay, and
Why would they
Because,
think that?
because his suit is pink.
Wait,
they're concerned
Wait, Greg.
and they're concerned with the characterization of gay characters in general as being
We can't let Greg talk anymore as long as that picture is up there. He cannot talk.
was Buddy Cole gay?
I don't think he ever said he was.
I don't. I mean, you're Canadian, so you probably know more than I do. But I didn't realize that was the case.
All
right,
my
then.
god. Far Cry 4 in stores this fall. Enjoy.
November
It's
18th.
gonna be amazing.
Let's all play it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take that fucking picture down, Greg.
Oh man.
We do have fun on this podcast. All right. Did you guys see any of the Order 1886 stuff that Sony did?
Did.
The minute-long live stream of gameplay
Yeah.
they did on Twitch.
Yeah.
This past
One whole
week.
minute long.
It was short. It was a very
It was
short
a
clip.
glimpse. A lot of people would call it a glimpse.
A glimpse,
Hmm
indeed.
That's what I would call it.
Interesting marketing tactic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it that way.
Interesting marketing tactic for what looks like an unfortunately kind of not very interesting game.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was hoping it would be interesting, but then you watch that live stream and that's just a regular old cover-based third-person shooter. Bummer. It looks neat.
It
It's
looks
very pretty.
It looks pretty awesome, although at least initially their Twitch stream was having some troubles with frame rate, which of course is exactly what you want when you're
Right.
revealing new footage of a hotly anticipated game.
Yeah. It dipped down to 59 frames per second at some points. Just terrible.
Exactly. Unplayable.
I don't know about that game, though. Didn't you think it looked kind of boring?
I didn't because I generally
Because
don't
you like mustaches.
third-person cover-based shooters, so I really don't have if it plays like every other one, that's fine with me. I've not played those in general.
All right.
So, and I like the mix of a past setting with future technology. I like that type of thing.
That's kind of neat.
So, yeah, I'm still looking forward to that.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I guess I was just kind of disappointed that it looked so ordinary in terms of game design.
Yes.
At least from what you could see from that short video. Maybe
Who's making that
more to it
game?
than that.
It's Ready at Dawn.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So,
Yes, indeed.
I guess we'll see in a few weeks during E3.
Yep.
It's very soon.
It's coming up.
Can't wait to see what the sales are at Future Shop.
That's what E3 is all about for you.
We got a tweet about that, didn't we? You want to read that tweet now?
I would if I could go find it. I spent all my Google foo on my buddy Cole image search, so
Well worth it.
It was from Hacker Alias Donald Mick, who said, "Is it normal that the only thing I want to know at E3 is what Shop of the Future's promo will be and what games are eligible?"
it's definitely one of the things that gets me most excited about E3 now.
That's weird.
Especially now where Sony has upped the price of all their games by $10.
Yeah.
Only PS4 games though.
You just like that sale because come November 14th, shit starts showing up at your door and you're like, I don't remember buying this, but awesome.
Absolutely.
Is that going to happen this week with Watch Dogs? Did you pre-order?
No, I knew that I pre-ordered that.
Okay. I see.
Getting it for $40. Not bad.
Nice.
Not bad at all. All right, should we roll into some games? We only have a few things to talk about here, I guess.
Game roll.
I haven't really been playing much of anything, so Phil,
Yeah.
let's have you tell us about what you've been playing.
Well, I played through Walking Dead. I know
Chris
we talked
Walking
about
Dead.
that some last week.
By-
I'm guessing
By played, did you mean I mostly watched
I-
episode 3 of The Walking Dead?
I sat through it.
Yeah.
Yep, I sat through it and occasionally clicked on a few things here and there, but
Yeah.
for the most part, I watched the new Walking Dead episode.
Exactly.
CJ, I'm guessing did not.
Nope.
Okay. CJ will ever.
Yeah, I will.
Are we trying to get into some spoilers here? Because we already spoiled it last week anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, you didn't get into like
We didn't go
really,
deep.
really.
We didn't
No,
go
we
deep
didn't go
dive,
deep.
as they
No.
say.
No.
It's, CJ's so busy he can't carve out an hour and a half over the space of 3 weeks.
You can
Right,
go ahead and spoil if you want.
Okay,
I'll just
so
say spoiler alert right here.
when Clem kills Kenny,
Yeah.
that part seemed a little much.
Well,
No.
what blew me away more is when he told her that he was actually her father right before she attacked.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I really think she should have used the salt lick, personally.
No, I pretty much agreed with your guys' discussion of it last week. It's, same issues with not really caring or kind of forgetting who the characters
Tell me
are.
more.
Yeah.
The
The thing that I remembered after we talked about it too is that episode 3 of the first season I think was one of my favorites of that season. Like that's where it sort of hit its peak
Yeah.
for me, and this one did not do that for me at all.
You know what though, the one thing that I was that differed from my opinion is you guys were talking about how you were sort of upset that they seemed to kind of introduce and then finish up that storyline in this one episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Whereas, as someone who reads the comics, I was actually glad that they did that, just because the comics for the last year or two have been a really dragged out, boring storyline, where it was kind of sort of the same thing, where there's a bad guy who shows up and he has a little community somewhere and he's not at all shy about killing people and stuff like that, and it just the comic storyline was just really dragged out and really just
It was like
just
Dragon
dull.
Ball Z levels of plot
Yeah,
progression.
well, yeah. I mean, there were issues where like nothing would happen. Like, oh, we were outside of our little safety zone and we walked back to it. You know, stuff like that.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. So when they introduced that community at the end of the last episode, I was like, oh, they're kind of going to go this route now. I just finished up reading, months upon months of that sort of thing. I don't really want to have to play through it now. So I was actually kind of pleased when they ended it the way they did. So I was like, oh, okay, now we can maybe get into something that's a little more interesting and a little more original, or at least differs from the comic. So,
see, look, one of the things that with that though, I see what you're saying, and that makes sense. One of the things though that I feel like this season doesn't have, and I could be wrong about this because it's been a long time since it started, but like there's no ultimate goal they seem to be working towards that I know about.
Right.
Like in the first season, I forget what city they wanted to get to, but Savannah. They wanted to get to Savannah, and the whole series was working its way up to getting to Savannah.
right.
And, and what happened when they got there. And here it just kind of feels like, okay, so what next now? Like,
Yeah.
I just don't feel like it seems rudderless, in a big way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was about finding Clem's parents and getting
Right.
to Savannah, and in this one, there's just kind of nothing. What are they doing?
Yeah, they're just sort of chronicling a journey and who she's interacting with, but there doesn't seem to be like a greater goal involved at all.
Right. But that said, I thought the end game of this episode was really strong. My Clem is pretty hardcore now.
Stone Cold Killer?
Yes, she.
Mine is too.
I stuck around.
Yeah.
Just like Mike, I stuck around, and yeah, it's a little uncomfortable to watch.
It was.
little brutal.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, but it was it was kind of cool just seeing little Clem sort of not flinching. Well, in that scenario, so it's like, okay, I'm kind of digging hard battle worn Clem right now.
Yeah.
And then the final decision, which I won't spoil because someone hasn't sat down for the hour and a half and played it yet.
I don't care. Go ahead.
That was a fantastic way to end that chapter, and
although
you
there's
guys,
really only one way to make that decision.
yes, and I'm guessing we all made that.
Yeah, well, I think
decision.
at the end it said like 90% of players did.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's the only one that makes sense.
Exactly. So, but I'm interested to see what the next chapter is.
Yeah, it's still good. It's just not
Yeah.
really picking up steam in any
No.
way.
Yeah.
And then we got 2 more to go, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because with Mungus, it was kind of the same thing, right? Because it was episode 3's the last one we got of that series
Yep.
as well. And, I mean, episode 3 kicked ass
Yep.
in that series, and the ending was fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Buddy Cole's point of the not having the specific goal, I think, is actually a really good one. That
I agree.
It never actually clicked with me that's that was the problem. But you're right. It is just sort of a rambling. We've stumbled onto this situation, and now we've stumbled onto this situation.
Yeah, which I guess the reason I even brought that up is because for me it was kind of like it felt like they got into a situation where they could have milked that for at least 2 episodes, and I don't mean milk it in a bad way like you're talking about with
Right.
That would suck. But I mean, we are talking about quite short episodes here.
Yeah.
And why? Because there's no greater goal, it felt like that was something that they could have stayed in that position at least for 2 episodes and sort of built up these characters and made some of the decisions at the end of this game or this episode, like still get the user to make those decisions, but make them actually have to stop and think about it, because the whole thing, and it's the same thing with the final decision when you decide what to hack off, basically. Like, it's great, it's a great scene, but there's no question what you're supposed to do.
Right.
And it's just like everything else to do with the leader of that whole commune there. There's no question what you should do there, because he's just a complete asshole. They should have given him time to be sort of, to become what some of the other characters were speaking of as, which is like just he's a leader who has to do for the community whatever is going to be the greater good, even if that means killing people.
Or what they should have done? They should have spent some time in 400 days fleshing out the character.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, what else you got there, Phil?
I picked up a new Steam game, Arcadecraft.
Great game.
Yeah, we've talked about Arcadecraft before. It's a Xbox indie game, and there's a PC version now. So I picked that up, and it is still fantastic. It's an arcade management sim, and I really dig it.
Cool.
Did you play you do too, Greg?
Xbox Indie?
I did not finish it.
Okay. Have you noticed any major differences here besides resolution, or?
I'm because it's been a while since I played the Xbox One. Could you open different locations in the Xbox One?
No, I don't think you could.
Okay, because it's not active in the PC version yet, but there's when you go into the main menu where you can choose all the different options you want to do, there's something about opening a new location, and when you click on it now, it just says this is coming in a feature update.
Okay.
But it looks like you're going to be able to open new arcades and stuff like that as well, which is
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That'll add a whole, because I loved that game, but it was quite short.
Yeah.
And you could only run that one arcade, and I loved the setup of it where certain games just weren't available anymore, and some games were big money makers, so you might hold on to some older cabinets and things like that. But there was some definite improvements that could have been made. One being moving to a new location or a bigger location, and also the back room. Before, you couldn't store things in the back room. When you bought them, that's where they appeared, and then you had to move them out onto the floor.
Yes.
I don't know if they've updated it yet, but I follow what the heck is the name of the Firebase Industries.
Yeah.
The developers. I follow their Twitter feed, and I know that they've said before that they were talking about making it where you could actually store things in the back room.
You can store things back there now.
That's cool.
Yeah, because when I was playing it yesterday, one of the things you have to worry about is when you get too many arcade cabinets in your arcade, your power system can't handle them all, so you have to upgrade your power. And the first time you have to worry about upgrading your power is after you get 10 cabinets. And I got the 10 cabinets, and then a guy showed up wanting to sell me one of the little Japanese arcades.
That was one of the things that irritated me before, because it's like if you can't buy those right when they're being sold to you, you can't ever buy them again. Right.
So what I did was I bought it, and it popped up in the storeroom, but I couldn't put it out on the floor. The game wouldn't let me put it out on the floor. But I was able to take one of my other games, put that in storage, and then bring this one out.
Okay.
The only problem is you can't rearrange things in your storage. Your storage space it's kind of small. There's only room for 4 arcade cabinets.
Okay.
I believe. But well, no, that can't be. There's got to be a little more room because some of those are 3 wide. But yeah, some of the cabinets take up more than one space, like your sit-down driving games or the cocktails that have those take up 3 because you have the chairs on either side. But you can't rearrange stuff inside your storage. So if something sort of materializes like right in the doorway, you cannot move it aside to get something behind it out, which was a bit frustrating to me.
I might have to pick this up because it's been a long time since I played it or even checked an update. So
yeah,
I really loved it.
I mean, it is. It's still a really fun game, and I know moving things around your storage room doesn't sound terribly exciting. But,
no, it doesn't.
But it is. It's a really fun little simulation.
It's very lightweight too. You don't. I mean,
Yeah,
if you're looking for something really, really deep, you're not going to get it. But
no.
But this is, and you kind of get to it's just fun to organize an arcade. And
it starts off in like 1980.
Yeah.
And you're putting in, and all the cabinets are clear homages to actual arcade games. There's one that's, okay, this is supposed to be Missile Command, and this is supposed to be Donkey Kong and stuff. And, you just have to, you can set the difficulty of each game and how much it costs and things like that, and depending on those variables, your game will be popular or not, and eventually a home version of some of the games will come out, which drops the popularity of your game, but if you keep the old arcade games in there long enough, they might attain sort of a classic status, so you'll get a boost from that, and there's all sorts of little things like that.
Cool.
Video game champs will show up at your arcade wanting to try to get a high score. Yeah. And if you let them do that, your arcade will get a little boost of popularity, but like the one arcade machine that he's on will not make any money during that time, and if he doesn't make the high score, then you just lost all the money for that month.
Kill screens? You got kill screens in here?
That's coming in a future update.
Billy Mitchell is a playable character.
Cool. How much is that game on Steam?
I think it's $10 on Steam, but it might be on sale right now, just because it just came out.
Okay.
So I seem to remember it being a little bit cheaper, but
cool.
It's a really fun and, like Greg said, a nice kind of basic simulation game. So
cool.
Highly recommended.
Mike.
Sir.
I see on your list that you have been playing Transistor.
I have been playing Transistor.
And I'm quite interested in hearing what you have to say about it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you a fan of the game Bastion?
I never really played Bastion.
Okay. Well, this game doesn't play anything like that. So you're in luck, mister.
But I had heard that this is just like Bastion.
It's nothing. Well, it looks a lot like Bastion.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing because Bastion, it looks better than Bastion because while Bastion was beautifully illustrated and whatnot, I did not really love the art style of Bastion. I thought it was sort of okay, but a little on the kind of super deformed side, which I don't really love. And everything in this is a little bit more sleek and modern and mature, at least to me visually, but it has the same sort of hand-rendered style to it. Everything is very painterly and pretty and animates very nicely and all of that.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I have heard that the battle system is just a little bit... It has a big learning curve.
Yeah, so it's weird. I did not realize before I purchased and started playing it that it was going to be as different from Bastion as it is. Bastion was essentially... kind of hack and slashy, almost Diablo-ish. It was very simple action RPG. That is Bush League, by the way. That phone ringing. But this is essentially it plays like a strategy RPG. But interestingly, in a strategy RPG, you're generally choosing moves and tactics for multiple members of a party. But in this, it is just you. So you pull the right trigger to go into like the little turn-based mode where you plan your strategy for the room, and you are choosing moves for just your one character, but you have, like you do in a strategy RPG, you have a certain amount of action points, so you can move a certain distance, you can use your abilities a certain number of times, and then you hit the trigger again, and she performs all of those actions. So the skill is in kind of herding enemies together or arranging them in a way that you can string attacks together once you hit the trigger to, go ahead and do the function. And when you do it correctly and you take out multiple enemies in one turn, it is pretty awesome. But the abilities themselves and the way that they upgrade and a lot of that stuff I still have not exactly come to terms with yet. I've only been playing it for a couple hours, maybe 3 hours at the most, and the way you equip abilities, the way that there are multiple slots that augment the abilities, the way that some of the lore and story of the game is told through the use of the abilities is all very strange, not particularly well explained, and a little bit austere, as is the story itself. Like Bastion's was pretty upfront. This one, it's hard to tell exactly what's going on so far in the story, and I'm assuming that toward the end it's going to all kind of weave together and be awesome. But at this point, it's still a little bit, I don't know, kind of fragmented and a little bit hard to follow for me so far. But it is really fun to play, and the battle system is entertaining. It's the kind of thing that I like a whole lot. If you like games like Valkyria Chronicles and other strategy RPGs, I think you would probably dig the way that it plays. And in addition to it being beautiful to look at, the music is again really, really good. In much the same way that Bastion's soundtrack was really fantastic too. So I would recommend it. It's $20. I think it's worth it. I like it quite a lot so far.
Cool. Pretty good. You playing it on the PC or the? I'm
playing on PS4.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why. It just showed up there, and so I bought it there.
Man, I wish I had a PS4.
What did you do to yours? You killed all of your PlayStations.
I don't know what happened.
In like one violent moment of rage, you killed all your PlayStations.
I don't know if there was a lightning strike or what, but yeah, for some reason the drives on the disk drives on both my PS3 and 4 crapped out at the same time.
Oh wow.
Weird.
And yeah, so now I'm waiting for coffins to show up from Sony so they can go in and get repaired.
Tragic.
You know what? So, digital download future, you don't have to worry about disk drives.
Oh, God. What do they charge to repair your PS3? Do you have any idea?
It's gonna be like $80.
And then same for the PS4.
PS4 is free.
Cool.
Yeah. So
that's good.
Yeah. So, of course, now I don't have a Blu-ray player at the moment. So.
Man, how are you going to watch Pacific Rim for the 43rd time?
Okay, first
That's
of all,
some bullshit.
First of all, my wife wants to watch Pacific Rim again. First of all, and
what does that prove? I don't understand why you're even saying that.
Somebody else thinks it's good.
My wife has great taste.
That it's not just dudes that like shitty movies.
Exactly, and I've only seen it like twice. Now,
in a row.
3 times, maybe? I don't know. 2 or 3 times I've seen it.
That's still 100% to 200% more than I've ever seen it.
It's great.
You should watch it, Greg.
Oh, I've seen it.
Oh.
I only ever saw it once.
Hey, Greg.
That was plenty, right?
It was. I enjoyed it. I'll never watch it again.
Man, oh man. How was X-Men, Greg?
I liked it.
Okay.
Yep, liked it a lot.
Okay.
How'd you like Godzilla?
Oh, I really like Godzilla.
Do you guys watch any movies for grown-ups ever? Does that ever happen?
Did you know? I didn't even realize that the main dude in Godzilla. I mean, not the dude that not Godzilla. I know, but the main character. Otherwise, that it was Kick-Ass. I didn't know it was Kick-Ass.
I didn't realize it was Kick-Ass till after the movie either.
Kick-Ass jumps out the window.
Oh man, I've seen. I saw the Lord of the Rings. That's based on a book, so that's
yeah. That's a book for adults.
Yeah, it's based on a book I read in 7th grade. Sure.
Yeah.
Young adults.
And was that movie with the hot French chick, who was like hot and stuff?
Emmanuel.
Yeah.
That's different.
I think that's it.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
You got anything else
Amelie. I was referencing Amelie.
Oh.
Did you ever see Amelie?
I have seen Amelie.
What about the hot French chick?
That was that movie that everybody went and saw, and then suddenly they were into foreign films.
Yeah. Exactly.
I've seen foreign films.
Yeah, Amelie, Akira.
Everyone else saw.
I'm so cultured now. I turn the subtitles on all my American films too. I'm also playing MLB 14, but I've only been playing that for a couple hours, and I know you guys don't give a toss about baseball. But
now wait a second.
Yeah, exactly. If you guys ever had the chance to rent or play it, just briefly, it is Redbox something.
I have a feeling that Phil was going to bust in and talk about Rusty's.
Is there any haggling in that game? Because
how about bat making? I hear Phil is really into
if you can make bats.
This game is not the real deal. I guess that's all I can say.
That's a shame.
But holy cow, it looks very next-gen-y, which is probably its greatest feature.
Who's Jenny? Yeah.
8675309.
Yeah.
How many P's?
Ew.
I believe it's 1080. I haven't counted them all. But it seems to be using all the Ps that the PlayStation 4 has to offer at this point. It does some kind of cool things if you're a person who gets bored with baseball and you want to hurry the game the fuck up, like I sometimes do. They have these and some of these ideas are better than others, but they have this thing called quick counts, where if you want to, you can turn those on, and when you step up to the plate, instead of starting your at-bat at 0 and 0, the ball and strike count, it automatically just assigns something. So you step up to the plate, and it's
like that.
0-1 or 2-0 or something like that,
Really?
and then you have to decide where to go from there. Yeah.
That's
it speeds things up, but it's weird.
That
Yeah,
is
I like
weird. I mean, I don't even understand sports, but I know that that's weird.
That is weird. I mean, it's weird to step up to the plate and go, oh, it's 0-2? Okay, well, I'm fucked. Because when I play baseball video games, I swing at everything.
Yeah,
no
same
matter
here.
what.
Yeah.
As soon as he throws the ball, I'm pushing the friggin' button. That's it.
Do they have a mode that where when you start the game, you're suddenly in the bottom of the ninth and you're the last at bat
And you're Robert Redford.
Kevin Costner's on the mound.
They also have a thing called player lock, where if you just want to play as your favorite player and only be involved, in his at bats or the parts that he is playing in the field, you can do that as well.
That's
speed
cool.
things up. In addition to their old kind of road to the show mode, where you create a player and do the same thing. You only play the plays where you're involved, only your at bats, only when you're going to be involved in the field, which is cool. I've always liked that mode quite a lot.
You can create your own characters?
You can. Mine is named Rusty. It's not.
Oh, see?
It's not really. I would never do that.
Does it have like a
Rusty P. Ennis?
level character customization?
Does it have what level character customization?
Saints Row?
Not quite. I was unable to make my breasts as large as I made my characters in Saints Row.
Make this face?
See, that's...
But it's awesome. You guys don't care about sports games, but it's a pretty freaking good sports game.
I care about sports games.
And from what I understand, the online is
games?
pretty much as terrible as it's ever been, which is baffling. They have never been able to do online well for some reason.
Huh.
It's unfortunate. That's
online is such a last-gen
This
feature,
is
though.
this is
It kind
this
of
is
is.
989 Studios, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. No
99.
more NFL Game Day. Man, that was a good game. Anyway, that's the two games I've been playing this week. I'll be playing Watch Dogs next week.
All right.
Are you getting
The
it?
show. Oh, yeah.
Are you other guys?
Dogs.
Y'all getting Watch
Y'all
Dogs?
getting that Watch Dogs?
Yep.
Y'all
Are
got
ya?
Watch Dogs?
CJ, you're
Yeah.
getting it?
Yeah.
You mean we're actually going to have a
Jeez.
game we can all talk about in the coming weeks?
Maybe.
Hell yeah.
See, I was potentially going to hold off, but maybe now I should get it.
You should. No question.
Yeah.
Better do it.
Yeah. PS4?
I'm getting
PS4?
it solely because of the graphics.
PS4?
If I can get a deal,
Yeah.
I'll get it on the PC.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember what I ordered it for.
It's the Future Shop surprise, kid.
Yeah.
Can't you check online?
It's like the Game of the Month club.
I could. Why would I?
Just like
I
the
had-
surprise.
I had no idea they were making a GBA version.
Yeah.
Okay.
I paid $40 for this?
Well, it is Ubisoft.
Yeah.
They make it for everything. Unless you're talking about what they're bringing to E3, in which case, no software for Nintendo platforms.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all right. Neither is Nintendo.
Wow.
All right, let's take a break, come back and do some tweets.
Okay.
Aight.
Do it.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't get to hear the exhaustive laundry list of games you've been playing, CJ.
Well, it's just the one game.
Uh,
Unless you want to count mobile games, in which case I can give you a laundry list.
I always count mobile games. I don't count MOBA games.
No MOBAs?
Mm-mm.
Oh. Well, that's too bad.
what iOS games were you playing, CJ?
I've been playing Dragon Coins.
Okay, it's a
That
Sega,
sounds
right?
bad.
Yes, a Sega game from a friend of the show, Ethan Einhorn.
Yes.
I believe he's involved in that somehow.
Very
Knights
thick.
of Puzzle-Lot. Been
That
playing
sounds bad.
that.
Knights of Puzzle-Lot?
Puzzle-Lot, yes.
So like Camelot, but
Puzzle RPG. Yep, that's yeah, you got it.
puzzle.
That's right.
That was kind of a stretch.
I'm playing Ruzzle Adventure.
That sounds
a
bad.
word game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cookie Run. You like Cookie Run?
That sounds bad.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All bad games. So yeah.
What?
Actually, they're pretty good.
Netflix is potentially going to make a Wet Hot American Summer TV show
Yes.
with the original cast?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes.
That is amazing. And the original cast will be playing younger versions of themselves.
It's
From
like a
the
prequel.
first movie. That is outstanding. Holy crap.
What's outstanding?
Wet Hot American Summer prequel TV series on Netflix.
That is outstanding. I'm very delighted by that.
I don't think Greg appreciates Wet Hot American Summer.
Wet Hot American Summer is fantastic.
Yes.
Just saying.
Somebody just crashed the Indy 500.
Oh.
Really?
It's the dude who races for insulin.
That damn Fittipaldi.
Nice. I mean, he hasn't raced since like the 80s, but
I'm just glad that I didn't try to come up with the name of a baseball player when I was talking about MLB The Show, because that would have been very embarrassing.
Ryan Sandberg.
Dale Murphy.
Greg Maddox.
look at that.
Hmm.
CJ busting out the knowledge.
Ryan Sandberg.
Willie Mays Hayes.
Ron Say.
Hayes.
Willie Mays.
I
Hayes.
love that movie.
There you go.
Fuck you, Jobu. I do it myself.
Up yours, Joe Boo.
Up your butt, Jobu.
Oh, boy.
All right. What do you say we do some tweets?
See, we like baseball.
We're back?
We're back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think tweets are going to be a bad idea, but let's do them.
Let's do them anyway. Why don't we? All right. This one from Hacker Alias Tripon.
Wait, I forgot what I'm listening to.
Tripon.
Is that out now
01.
too? CJ's mixing all sorts of
No.
crap up for this.
Why do you fear
400.
change so much? Just go with it. It's okay.
I don't know where I am anymore.
Just let it happen.
Let it happen.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you, Microsoft over here. Yeesh.
The Don Matrick Microsoft.
My goodness.
Don Maddox.
Who?
Yep, baseball player.
All right. Hacker Alias Tripon 01 says, "What's your favorite part of going to E3?"
Not going to E3.
That's good. That's good.
There you go. You'd think we had planned that.
It's
But we
actually true as well.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I have to
Basically.
say, I've been to several E3s
And some CESs
and yeah, quite a few CESs
before E3. Yep.
Yep. And it's surprising how much I don't miss it at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
Although
I
at
can
this
see-
point, part of the fun of it would be to see, people we used to work with.
Yes.
That's really about it. I mean, yeah.
That would be the most exciting part.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay, playing video games, whatever, but
You know what,
see
though?
all the people.
The
Seriously,
family
though,
reunion.
How much playing of video games did you do?
At E3,
I mean,
yeah,
really.
not a lot.
And it
Yeah.
seems like less now than ever. Like, I remember going to even CES, they would have big banks of systems where you could play games that were, not going to be released for a while, or ever. Like, I played through Star Fox 2 on the Super Nintendo at CES one year. I played the whole
Really?
damn game, just sat there
You
and
were
played
at
it.
that CES?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
We
He's the
made
guy that pinched your butt when you were standing in line behind you.
That's right.
Was
Wait,
this
that must have been a winter CES.
It was. It was in
Oh, okay.
January. Yep.
Okay, so yeah.
In Vegas.
We were at the
summer.
But there were
CES,
tons and tons of places where you could play games, but it seems now that you get herded into an auditorium and watch someone play a game.
That's right. Yeah.
And then they tell you what you can say about what you just saw.
Which is
way less interesting.
Which is why now that we're to the point that all that stuff gets streamed, there's no reason to be there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You get the exact same experience watching on the internet.
Yeah,
It's true.
Yeah. And at this point, they kind of do an interesting thing now that they weren't doing when we were in the press. They have that whole E3 Judges Week where now a lot of the press has already seen and played the stuff that's going to be shown at E3.
All those
in some cases,
some of the
that's right. Some of the games that they show at Judges Week, they don't actually have at E3 sometimes too, which is interesting as well.
Yeah. Good times.
It's weird.
Good times.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Greg, you want to give us a tweet?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Seems to be different than how we've been doing it before, but okay.
No, do it, Greg.
Well, you want me to just read all the tweets?
No, it's fine.
No, do it, Greg.
I will if you want me to.
Yeah, you go ahead.
All right, let's do this one then from hacker alias Malik Sharma, who says, "Is it terrible that as soon as I heard Wolfenstein had no multiplayer or co-op horde mode, that I thought $20 Steam sale?"
Not terrible about that.
I don't think that's terrible, whether it had multiplayer or not. If you looked at it and thought, yeah, I don't want to pay $60 for that, then that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm waiting for.
I look at lots of games and say, yeah, when that's $20, I'll play it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always have to do with the amount of content in the game. Sometimes it just has to do with my interest level or what I'm playing at the time. Yeah, it is interesting that there's no multiplayer in a first-person shooter. I don't remember the last time that's been the case. Doesn't bother me, but
I think maybe Wolfenstein 3D.
Could be.
But that just made me think that maybe there is quite a bit more invested in the single-player experience, which honestly is what I care about in this situation. So
yeah,
especially from ex-Starbreeze employees, because they know how to do story in first-person shooters.
Yep.
Indeed.
So I'm very interested.
$20 Steam sale.
Totally.
I don't know. I do want to play it, but there's a lot of games coming out right now.
Yep.
Yeah, Watch Dogs, Mario Kart 8.
Yep.
I heard it's only 59 frames a second.
Tomodachi Life? Huh?
Hey, I'm getting it.
You guys, you're buying Tomodachi Life full?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Okay.
My daughter is itching to get her hands on Tomodachi Life.
Really?
Yeah,
how'd she find out about it?
I showed her the Nintendo Direct.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, "Yep, want that."
Nice.
Just for the Christina Aguilera stuff, though, right? So,
I think where she finally got sold was toward the end when they had the big stage number, the big musical number, and yeah, it's just so weird. I think she's gonna have a good time with that, just laughing at it.
All right.
Yep.
Hacker alias Campion10 says, this one's for Phil.
Yeah.
He says, I want to get one of the Game Boy Mega Man games being released on the eShop. Which one should I get?
None of them.
Oh.
You know what? Recommendation?
Get Mega Man 5. Seriously, get Mega Man 5. They're all pretty good. Well, 2's not that great. Mega Man 2 is the best NES game, but the weakest of the Game Boy games. But the rest are all pretty good. But Mega Man 5 on Game Boy is the only one that has original boss characters. The others are all swiped from the NES games. Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Yes, indeed. It has. They're all based on the planets in 5.
Does that include Uranus?
Not mine.
Anyone's?
Well, Inafune.
Okay.
The same man who was admonishing us for watching children's movies 10 minutes ago.
So Mega Man 5.
Yeah, Mega Man 5. It's got really cool bosses, good level design, blah, 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 blah. It's by far the best of the Game Boy titles.
All right.
There.
I see. All right.
Yep.
Hacker alias JMill99 So, did anyone actually have faith that good Kinect games would actually come out in droves? What was the expected future with Kinect?
I think when people are talking about the future of Kinect and what Microsoft wanted to do with it, I think that they're totally wrong in thinking that the idea was ever going to be there were going to be a ton of good games for the thing. I don't think the thing was ever going to be about games.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was all part of the whole vision to take over your entertainment center. There were going to be games for it, but it had more to do with controlling the whole system with your voice, doing having the exercise programs, just
controlling your TV.
There was a much bigger future for it than just.
But I've still heard people
were on
podcasts,
the couch so they could advertise to you, etc.
I've still heard people on podcasts, even this week, saying that they just didn't have time, and now they've kind of basically neutered it, and they just didn't have time to bring out those excellent game experiences. Like,
yeah, they did.
That never really happened with the first one. Yeah, it's not like this was. I mean, it's a better Kinect, but it is still pretty much the same as the one that they couldn't figure out how to make good games for the last 3 or 4 years. So,
yeah, although those like the Kinect sports games sold pretty well for the 360, when you look at those numbers, and then you look at Kinect Sports Rivals, and that did not sell.
Fell off a cliff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but hey, we're gonna get Fantasia. That's something.
I'd pay $100 for that if it had some Anamanaguchi.
Let's hope. Right?
Yep.
All right, let's do this one from hacker alias USFH Bomb, who says, well, Hyperkin announced a date for the Retron 5, June 6th. Do you believe it?
I believe it, because people are already getting their systems, of my understanding anyway.
Yeah.
Mine has not shipped yet.
I've heard there are still some issues with emulation on certain games. How is that? I thought it was just the hardware.
No, this one is an Android-based emulator.
Yeah.
Okay.
It uses the cartridges, but it dumps the ROM from the cartridge.
Really?
That's really how it works.
That is weird.
So, yeah. They've still, like, now that the thing's even out, they've still handled it so poorly. But there was some weirdness with Amazon pre-orders, I guess, and now I've heard that some people are actually getting some of their Amazon pre-orders have shipped, but mine's not one of them, so I don't know what's going on.
And how much is that thing?
When I pre-ordered it was $100.
Okay.
But now they're selling it for 140, I think.
140 or 150, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. Hacker alias Timmy of Camelot says, hey, P1 podcast, I was thinking that 6 months into the new generation consoles should warrant a P1P report card. Perhaps predictions for 2014?
C- for everybody, and by the end of 2014, their grades will have improved to a C-.
But that's not an
It'll be
improvement.
higher. No, it'll be higher. Like the actual percentage will be higher, but it'll still land them in the C- range.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Sure.
I wish there were a lot more games that it looked great.
I'm barely playing the Xbox One. I just have no reason to turn that thing on.
What about that Garden Warfare that you love so much?
I love Garden Warfare. I like it, but I haven't been playing it recently.
All right.
Yeah. PS4 I've been playing a little bit more, but and I will be when Watch Dogs comes out, that's for sure. But yeah. I'd say everything's around a C right now.
Yeah. Seems fair.
Hard to say otherwise.
I don't believe in grading personally. I think that they should all move at their own pace.
Oh, okay.
You're one of those new age parents.
Everyone's a winner.
Everyone's a winner. They all get a participation badge from me. That's what
Nice.
Here's your trophy, Xbox One. Good job.
Yeah.
Now run through the little tunnel of hands.
It is going to be interesting to see at E3 what the lineups for the fall look like, in terms of like at what point games are going to be hitting for these new generation consoles.
Yeah, I just can't imagine that it is this fall. I think whatever we see at E3 is going to be next year.
Yeah.
Which is why they're only going to raise to a C- by the end of this year.
But see, I agree with that, but then part of me looks at what we know about the end of the year, and it seems so sparse that you just feel like there has to be something that we're missing.
Yeah.
But that just never happens anymore, that they announce something in June and it shows up in October.
Unless you're Nintendo.
Unless you're Nintendo, yeah.
Yeah. But that never happens.
That's true.
So for PS4, it's I hope you like The Order and Drive Club. And for the Xbox One, it's I hope you want Sunset Overdrive and maybe something to do with Halo.
Well, what about? Well, we'll still have multi-platform games. That'll be something.
Yep.
We'll have the new Assassin's Creed, Far Cry.
Of course.
So
Far Cry I am excited about, and that one was only recently announced, so I guess that sort of bucks my theory a little bit.
Yeah. We'll have these yearly update series.
Right.
Those will be around. Yeah. All right, let's do Hacker Alias, the Dustin Thomas, who asks, are there any gaming terms you hate as much or more than Metroidvania and shmup?
Nope,
I know
they're the worst.
I know one of them, Wiimote.
Wiimote is real bad.
That was my...
And Xbone. I hate Xbone.
Do people still say Xbone?
They do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you really?
I also hate
dumb.
hearing people talk about SKUs and IP.
Yeah.
But those aren't, invented, disgusting portmanteaus. They're just
right.
stupid business buzzwords that people think they need to work into their dialogue. I don't really like that.
Yeah.
I like it when someone uses the term SKU and then you ask them what it stands for. What does it mean exactly?
Stock keeping unit.
And most people don't know.
True. All right. Let's do this tweet from Hacker Alias Ben Parm, who says, any albums/songs you associate with a game you were playing at the time? For me, it's Alice in Chains, self-titled, and Twisted Metal 2. Dragula
with every game. 2000.
Well, see, I took this not to mean necessarily a song that was actually in the game, but maybe something you were listening to while you were playing the game.
No, you're right.
But it was a good joke.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it wasn't a good joke. I don't want you to get me wrong. No, it was a good joke.
You took the...
It was solid.
Okay.
The only one of these that springs to mind for me is when I was playing Fallout 3, for whatever reason I was listening to David Bowie and Space Oddity. That was pretty awesome when you're wandering around the wasteland to have that particular song come on, and so that song still kind of reminds me of Fallout 3.
That's good.
See, I very much just listen to the soundtracks of the games.
Yeah, same here. Although, it's not a specific game, but 16-bit era Sega is associated with the Stereo MCs Connected.
Really?
In my mind, yes. You make sure you're connected. You know that one. The writing's on the wall, but if your mind's neglected, stumble you might fall. Stumble you might fall. Because at a CES, I was at
another reason to hate trade shows is the pervasive fucking music
indeed.
everywhere you turn.
At a CES one year, I believe it was the year they had the Toe Jam and Earl 2 at that point.
Funkadelic.
The big games. And Sega had that song blaring in their booth. Like I swear it had to have been on repeat.
That's revolting.
So I'm just hanging out looking at Sega games and friggin' Connected over and over again.
Good Lord.
So whenever I hear that song, and that's often, it
Really?
instantly makes me think of.
It's on your gym playlist, right? When you go do the treadmill or the elliptical.
I have one song on my iPod, and it's that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, that makes me think of Genesis era Sega. For better or for worse.
It's always for the better.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking more of the music side of things than the 16-bit Genesis. Hey, nice job, by the way, on Gen 16.
Thanks.
Episode 12?
12.
It was fantastic.
Thank you, sir.
Loved it.
It's doing quite well. It's up over 1,200 views already.
Cool.
Less than a week. That's
Let's
good.
look at my SpongeBob video real quick and see what that's doing. My only disappointment with that video was that you didn't spend the bulk of it talking about how fantastic Zany Golf's soundtrack is.
I figured you would
Yeah.
have a problem with the amount of Zany Golf that was on there.
Well, no, the amount of Zany Golf was fine. It was just you didn't spend another 15 minutes going on about the soundtrack and how fantastic it is. I love the Zany Golf soundtrack. Really do.
There's that music brings back some happy memories, eh, Phil?
It does.
What about Soundgarden, Rusty Cage for the Road Rash?
Road Rash.
Yeah, Road Rash.
Yeah, actually the CES where Sega had the Sega CD, they played Smells Like Teen Spirit amongst a montage of various footage of Sewer Shark, Night Trap, Cool World.
I was just going to say Cool World.
Oh my god.
Wow, this is dumb.
And various other things. Yeah. That's one of my favorite memories of CES was watching the
Sewer Shark and Smells Like Teen
over
Spirit.
and over.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
That would make Kurt Cobain want to blow his head off.
Womp, womp.
Oh man.
Or at least make Courtney Love want to do it for him.
Ooh.
Right, America?
I didn't realize Phil was a Cobain truther.
That's right. Actually, I think it goes deeper than that.
Yeah?
I think Nintendo was so disappointed with the sales of the Virtual Boy that they had the Yakuza take care of Kurt Cobain.
Wow.
Yeah. Just as revenge on America.
Just so people knew they could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Is it off Yokoi?
There is no
Kurt
Courtney
Cobain.
Love. That was Miyamoto in a rubber mask.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Oh.
It goes deep, man.
Seems
You
like
know.
it.
Clearly.
Yeah. Layers
All right.
upon layers.
I think that's a show.
Is it?
It's a show. Yeah.
It's not a show until you have a wild conspiracy theory.
True. True dat. All right. Well, thanks for listening to this episode of the Player One Podcast. You can send us a comment or give us your feedback. You can direct that to @P1 Podcast on the Twitter, or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you will find blog entries, episodes of Generation 16, like number 12 that just came out recently.
It's the best
For example.
episode 12 of Generation 16 thus far.
Exactly.
You'll
can
see
comment.
episodes of Generation 16, for example, episodes 12,
Episode
7.
12.
Episode 4 is also there.
4 is
Four
a
is a good
favorite
one.
of
Episode
mine.
3 is available.
Actually. Yeah.
We don't talk about episode 3 too much.
Oh.
You can leave a comment on the post for this episode, in fact, if you would like to, or you can go to our internet website forum. There, we talk about how many P's various games are. We also have a Mario Golf World Tour tournament thing going on, which is pretty excellent. And
I came dead last in the first round.
Ooh.
And then this Friday when Mario Kart launches, we're going to be setting something up with that too. So if you're going to be playing that, make sure you come on over to our forums and play with us, because that'd be fun. And that's it. That's all I got on that. So Phil, you can go right ahead anytime.
Oh.
Anytime you want to say your piece. Keep going.
May I? If you'd like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by going to the iTunes Music Store. While you're at the iTunes Music Store, you can also invest $1.99.
Cheap.
Pick up the Player One Podcast iPhone application. Gives you one also on the Android cell phone telephones.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
On Amazon, same $1.99.
Yeah.
Also cheap.
And Stitcher and Windows 8 Store and
all that stuff.
What else are we on? You can watch us live most weeks on the YouTube. Just follow our Twitter account to find out when we'll be recording our next live show.
Or you can watch archives of the show, youtube.com/P1podcast.
That is right.
Why don't you tell them your Twitter account, Phil, so they can follow you and see your wisdom?
Oh.
If you want to follow my Twitter account, which is mostly just game industry conspiracy theory, head on over to @whimsicalphil and enjoy yourself. Just don't stay too long because you will be staring into the eye of madness.
All right.
Yeah. The Masonic eye, of course, watching over us all. Just saying. Just saying. A warning. It's a warning that people need to beware.
You're supposed to kill this thing now, CJ.
Yeah. Be a host, for God's sake.
I'm just letting him talk.
So for episode 400, are we changing up our intros as well?
What intros?
Or outros, I mean.
Outros? Yeah.
Because apparently we aren't doing intros anymore.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're getting rid of the intro and the outro, and we're moving to midtros, which I think
Intros.
is
I like that idea.
Innovative new approach to podcasting.
I like that.
Well, I'll have to revise the outro then. Should be pretty exciting.
Yep.
See if I can make it longer. CJ.
Yes.
Thanks.
Sure.
Greg.
Hello.
Yeah.
Buddy. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Mike.
Sir.
I am crushing your head. I am crushing your head.
That's
There
right.
you are. You are a flat head. I am pinching your face.
The only reason that Mike has not also put up graphics is because he's Google Plus
On my iPad.
iPad.
Yeah.
God damn
This
it.
is killing him.
That's right.
Oh,
terrible.
man. Nice.
I really hope
Yeah.
whatever thumbnail comes up when you process this video, CJ, has Buddy on it.
Man.
That's good.
Because seriously, he looks like the dude on the Far Cry 4 box.
He does.
Kind of
Totally
does.
does.
yeah, I can see it.
Scott Thompson.
Yeah.
Canadian funny man, Scott Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, thank you.
You already said that, but you're welcome.
I don't care. I'm saying it
All right.
again.
No,
That's
it's fine.
how much I care.
All right, I love you.
Your shirt. You have kind of is this your infamous cosplay?
Yes, I'm Cole.
Getting a little Cole vibe off you today.
Yep.
I like
am
that.
dressed as Cole today. I was going to wear my messenger bag for the podcast, and I thought that was maybe a little over the top.
Just checking.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, next week.
Yeah. Hey, are you gonna plug the little the contest again?
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah, we should do that.
We're still doing a contest. If you want to help design our new album art, or if you'd like to craft our new intro song, head on over to player1podcast.com. Get your info on that. We've already got some pretty interesting entries on album art, but the contest is not over. I think July 3rd is going to be our cutoff, so still got time.
Okay.
And what is the reward for getting picked?
The reward is a $100 credit towards any digital storefront of your choice. Yeah.
Steam?
Steam, PSN, XBL. Yeah.
DSiWare?
That's eShop, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Alrighty. Next
Okay,
week.
then. Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Delightful.
Well, bye.
Bye.
Bye.